Hi YouTube, I've been putting up lots of videos recently of my kind of various collections of things. I collect a lot of things like 80s toys and that kind of stuff, but I also collect kind of natural objects. So I just have done a video recently about my fossil collection, and this one's going to be about kind of marine life. So if you have a look, this is my kind of cabinet of curiosities here. But we're just going to concentrate on a couple of sections tonight. So if I bring you down here. Okay, so in here we've got, this was a couple of lobsters here that I just persuaded a fishmonger to give me. A couple that were on the turn, and then I just dealt with them and dried them out. This claw here is from an edible crab. We found this on a beach, and if you look at my hand, it's a massive great claw there, huge. There's the shell from it at the back. Not sure what this is from, found this on the beach. Here's a little seahorse. This thing, see if I can get it there. This is a spiny ray that I found in the UK, again just washed up with some seaweed and the tide line. It was a bit smelly at first, but I quite often find these things and then bring them home, put them under some hot lamps for a few days just to dry them out, and then you get a really good specimen for your cabinet. This is a lobster thing that I bought, and I think it's been dyed a bit, but it's still a nice looking thing. This is a robber crab. It's a nice specimen. I mean, they get really massive in the wild, and they're a sort of a terrestrial crab, so they're also called coconut crabs, because they can kind of deal with coconuts and open them, that kind of thing. What else? A few bits and bobs down here, shells and a mermaid's purse and that kind of thing, bits of coral. This is a dried octopus that I got on eBay. That's quite nice and unusual. Not probably easy to preserve an octopus, being a soft-bodied thing. Nice piece of coral. There's another dried seahorse there. Okay, so there's a horseshoe crab here. There you can see the upper side of it. They're not the actual crab that's dried there. They're kind of shed exoskeleton. Slide this away. So this is the underside of another horseshoe crab. Looks like something out of Alien, or does it? So some sort of face hugger or something. Then we've got just a bit of dry seaweed, a few more bits and bobs here, vertebrae. This is a chiton here. I'd quite like to get a giant chiton at some point. That will show up better. This is a little pufferfish that I found. You can see it's deflated there. That's just how I found it, all dried up on a beach. With it, you can see the beak at the front there. And then this is one of those ones that you buy that's all been puffed up. It's a bit cheesy with this sort of wobbly eyes, but it's still quite a nice thing to have in a display case. There's another fish here that I found in Australia on the beach and posted back. That's quite nice because you can see all the sort of triangular sections of his body. Yeah, I quite like that one. A couple of shells and things at the back there. This is my kind of pride and joy in this cabinet. This is a giant isopod called Bartholomeus giganteus. This one's about 30 centimeters long. So these are quite often you find like these things called fish lice and isopods that live on fish. These guys, they eat dead whale carcasses, like right at the bottom of the ocean, and occasionally they come up in nets and things, and fishermen get hold of them. And yeah, I'm quite lucky to have this one. Really cool alien looking thing. This is a land hermit crab that I kept as a pet. I keep quite a lot of things as pets, and you know, eventually obviously they're going to die. I think these land hermit crabs don't live particularly long anyway, and then I just dried him out to keep him. Seems a shame to waste him. A few other kind of bits of coral, crab shell, another bit of coral. bits and bobs in the front here. Some more mermaids purses. I found various mermaids purses which are, you know, shark egg cases or ray or skate egg cases. Right, more things in here. Various shells again, and corals, starfish. This thing is a basket star, which is quite unusual. I really like these because they're so kind of intricate, all the branches, you know, getting smaller and smaller. And we've got, this is an Australian trumpet shell. It's a massive shell. If I put my hand there you can see, but they get much bigger than this. I mean, they can get like the whole, you know, length of this cabinet. But I didn't want to just get one because I wouldn't be able to fit anything else in. A few sort of various common shells and things here. I have other shell collections in drawers, but these are just to make a sort of nice arrangement in this one. Another starfish at the back there. And we've got brain coral. I love brain coral. Form this really nice dome with this kind of intricate kind of shape to it. Really nice. And then another piece of coral here. And the shell. Slide this over. Okay, then we've got this is a giant barnacle, and we've got this, which is called, this is actually called a goose barnacle. I found this at Bracklesham Bay, I think it was, and you can see the little sort of feathery bit sticking out the top here of this one. It's really nice. What else have we got? These are sea urchin spines tucked in here. Here's another starfish. I'm an artist, so I quite often will use these sorts of things as reference material. There's a shell that's been kind of sliced so that part of it's been removed, so you can see the spiral going down the middle. That's quite nice. That thing in there is a slipper coral. Hard to see it, I know, but that gives you an idea. There's another slipper coral actually there. Another shell. This is a sort of a clam. Then we've got another sea urchin. There are lots of different types of sea urchin. I quite like this one, which is, I think it's called like a Sputnik sea urchin. It's really nice with all the sort of bumps on it. Such a great looking shape. Here's another type here. You can just see the sort of star shape on the top of this one. Quite a lot of echinoids have that sort of star shape on them. I haven't got any sand dollars in here, you know, the flat one. I haven't got any of those yet, but I will get some at some point. I suppose this is the closest I've got, just sort of slightly flattened urchin. This thing's cool, can't remember what that's called, but it's nice shape. This is a worm tube, sort of giant worm tube, that's quite nice. There's another, I think, is that called a sun star? Something like that. Yeah, that's really intricate and very delicate, that one, because all of the little spines can kind of break off quite easily. Here's another slipper coral there. And then we've got, just trying to balance this thing a second, this. So this thing here, see if I can get a close up, it's really kind of intricate, and it's really long like this. Okay, and it's called a Venus flower basket. What it is it lives, I think, right deep in the ocean, and all these little kind of threads that it's made of are all silica, so they're also called glass sponges for that reason. And what happens is these things, they're kind of carnivorous, or they sort of develop a symbiotic relationship with like this little shrimp. And what happens is the shrimp, when it's really tiny, a little baby one, goes through one of these holes, and it lives actually inside this like it's a cage, and any sort of floating particles that go by from the sea, and the little shrimp eats them, And then what happens though is then the shrimp gets trapped in here, so it has to live out its whole life inside here because it grows so big it can't get out the holes anymore. And then the waste product that the shrimp produces goes down and helps feed the glass sponge, and when the shrimp eventually dies as well, the waste product of the dead shrimp is used by the glass sponge too. But the glass sponge, the reason it's a symbiotic relationship is because the sponge acts as a cage and it protects the little shrimp for its whole life, so it doesn't get eaten by anything in the ocean. So I really like that. It's a really interesting kind of thing. Oh, here's another sort of goose barnacle, different type. So remember I showed you that type. That's a bigger one. There's this other type from the UK as well, smaller version I think. Okay, I think that's going to be it really for this tour. If you check out my other videos, because I've got lots of things, like I say, like fossils, and I'll be posting up other videos in the future of kind of minerals, seed pods, animal skulls. So if you like this kind of cabinet of curiosity type things, check out my other videos. Hit subscribe, because then anything new that I put up, you'll get to see it straight away. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.